Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a great day.
We just put away our Christmas tree, so it's time to visit the Evergreen Forest with Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during the live premiere, why, join the live chat, meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of folks hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, we completed our set of Amaretto from Moon Soaps for Christmas this year.
Yeah, y'all, Sarah surprised me with this. It's the only splash we didn't have to go with our Moon Soap soaps. And y'all, what a beautiful splash. This one changes its character a little. Warmest regards, always warmest regards. Bixby, woo, always Bixby on your face. This one gets a little more candied, a little less almond, a little more spicy. Woo, beautiful, especially at bedtime. Zach and Melody, thank you for making this awesome stuff. And what's our soap today?
Our soap today is Evergreen Forest. So we had lots of fun Christmas things, but we decided that now that our tree has gone away, it's time for us to get our noses on the actual Evergreen soap without being conflicted with the tree.
And we've got Christmas Eve right here to compare it with from Stirling Soap Company. So y'all, evergreeny goodness today. Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all, grab a sleeping bag, grab a warm drink, settle in, because here comes the lengthy scent description from Stirling Soap Company.
The scent is all fresh, clean, evergreen in your face. That's all.
That's all you got. And in your face is right, because we're putting it right on our moneymakers. Y'all, I'm excited because Evergreen could be a million things. Is this going to be a bit of a shorter episode? Maybe, because there's only one kind of set note in it. But who knows what depths there are to discover. I'm occasionally shocked that our single note scent episodes sometimes go almost half an hour. So y'all, mysteries and wonders might be hiding under the surface of this when we go over the river and through the woods. Let's unbox it.
We have one left in this box, y'all.
I think there were 12 that came in here. There it is, Evergreen Forest. I am excited. We got a soap sample in here, y'all. British leather. Boy, do I have a history with English leather. So I'm not going to smell this. I'm going to save this for the episode because that might be a really funny episode.
Really
I used to get English leather when I was 9 years old from my aunt, who I don't think got the memo that 9-year-olds don't really want to smell like hard leather. So let's have a grown-up conversation. I'm kind of excited to see whether this is going to be more of a Candyland imaginative sense of Evergreen the way Astoria is, or if this is going to be more essential oils right there up your nose, Evergreen, because I'd be happy either way. What are you thinking?
Well, because it's called Evergreen Forest, I'm almost wondering, like, there's more trees in a forest than just Evergreen. So I don't know if that's a hint or if that's just a cool name.
This is the shaving soap world. There might be bark, there might be soil. Who knows what might be hiding in this? Well, y'all, we'll find out with a first impression.
Oh, this is a glacial aftershave.
You know what? I just decided as long as we're doing Evergreen, balls to the wall, glacial menthol, y'all. And for the newbies, Stirling splashes come with 2 menthol levels if you desire. Menthol-free, menthol, and glacial. Woo! You can also get the little snow drops from Stirling that have little menthol drops. You can put right in your soap and your splash.
Ooh, Marcus is going
here
first.
We go. I'm going to take this in. Are you ready? There's
the forest.
There's the pour. Y'all, looks a little like the surface of a pine cone, or is my imagination just going wild with this Evergreen Forest idea? Here we go.
That's great.
Oh. Ha, that's nice. Y'all, pine and evergreen are pretty ubiquitous. So the first thing my brain did was take it in and go, oh, is this the place that you know these from? Is it a pine saw scent? Is it a cleaner scent? And my brain immediately went, hold on. I know we're opening the door to the same family of scents, but this is a much differently dressed caroler, y'all. And the song he is singing is way more natural and beautiful. So I think, even though this doesn't say essential oils, you're dealing with something along those lines. Something way more natural, something way more beautiful. And I bring you some glad tidings of great joy. Let me double check before I actually proclaim this.
Please hold.
This is not just evergreen oil. There is something else in here. A drop to make it amazing, to give it some magic. And that is why this is going to be an amazing episode, because we got to figure out what that's going to be.
Does it have to do with what's in, like, the Christmas Eve one? Like, is it...
Might, which is why I brought it here for reference. We will do that in a minute too. But I think it's more a little bit of that essential oil sense where it starts you off with something purely evergreen and bracing and cold and natural and amazing. But I think there's also a second sense in here of it being slightly candied, slightly softened.
Oh.
And you know, I'm getting a sense of the bark of the tree, which is a different smell. If you grew up camping like I did, the needles of the pine tree smell very different from the bark of the pine tree. Redwood especially, things like that. I think you are getting more of a sense of the entire forest in here. And boy, do I love that. Well, because growing up at Big Basin, I found my solace among the trees. That's where I could truly relax and unwind and go back to nature, as they say. So I love having this because it helps me relive those memories and those moments. And it's a 2-hour drive to any one of those forests from here. So y'all, it's a 2-minute walk over to your shave den. Grab this. What a beautiful sense this is. I feel like if it had been too natural, it would have been too natural. If it had been too candied and too imaginative, it would have made me think of the Goonies. This is a beautiful thing right down the middle, and I am loving this.
Do you get more like the winter time of year, like it's wet or rainy or anything?
100%. And again, that might be something else they've added. I can sense the snow in this. I can tell this is not a summer forest, because I know summer forests. This is up in Nevada County, California, where there is snow on the pine cones and the ground, and it has a glitter to it when the sun hits it. Somehow that is in here too, and I could talk about this all day. I don't want to do it alone. You smell that.
Okay, it was interesting. Yesterday on the walk, it was wet outside, and the trees, I was really, before I even realized like where I was, because we walk that area all the time, I smelled the trees, and then I looked up and I was like, oh, I'm underneath literally what I'm smelling. And then I had the thought, oh, I wonder if this soap is going to be something like that. Because I wanted to just be like, I wish I could bottle this scent and like send it to people. And then I was like, wait a second. Maybe.
There you go. This kind of smells like your backyard.
I might. So let's see if I can get a little whiff here. I'm intrigued. Oh, you're right. There, it is very real. Like I really do feel like it was that moment of me standing in those trees.
Let's talk about that first. Are you getting pine? You're getting any particular tree, or more a sense of the whole forest?
You know, I'm getting, my brain gets more of the actual needles first, and I know that it's a tree. And then what you were saying, like there's somehow in the bark that makes me know there's actually a forest surrounding me. It's not just a whiff of a tree walking by. I am surrounded by these trees. And there is that little dampness, whether it's from the snow or from something else. And I think that's what's adding that sweetness at the end. Not like an aquatic, but there's something about when there's a wetness and a dampness that there is something kind of charming and sweeter that comes out.
And it's not a petrichor. I don't get the sense of those kind of leaves. You're dealing with needles here. But the cool thing is, I am getting that sense of moisture, and it's not petrichor. So I'm not sure how they're doing it in this, but it's charming.
It's like the ground is covered in snow or something, so you're not getting the soil. That part to me I don't get. But I really get the full whiff of the tree, if that could make sense.
And I think that's why it's a winter seasonal. Evergreen forests exist just as much in August as they do in January. But this has a wintry sense to it, a coldness to it that goes beyond the menthol. And I think it's in sort of a note of that snowiness somehow. And the soil is prevalent to me. Can you tell that the trees are planted in dirt in the scent?
Yeah, but I'm not getting, like, to me, I think the soil is almost covered up. So the wetness of the tree is more what's coming out for me, I think.
It's not like terra preta. It's not like meant to be the ground, But I do get a lovely, beautiful soil note, the same way that it's in Sherlock from Chiseled Town kind of thing. Oh, it's a gorgeous note when it's present. And what else you get it?
So it's funny because I go to Christmas Eve and it has that charming effect. And we even have the EDT, and the dry down of the EDT has a much more of the tree in there as the dry down hits. Like if I wake up the next morning, I can still smell that on me. It's a little different here. I don't want to say the charming part is gone, but it's a little more like it can stay with you for, January, February, where this is pretty much more December-ish to me. It's in there.
Now, I am excited for this because this is something you will only see on the Barbershop Duet. This is the All I Want for Christmas is My Two Front Teeth with. Let's compare these. Ready? On 3, 1, 2. Oh, they're closer than I thought they'd be. What do you get?
I think the Christmas Eve, like now, because I smelled this first. That then I went to Christmas Eve where there is something a little more sweeter and a little more charming for sure that comes out. But the evergreen part, I think is almost the same because they almost canceled out each other.
I think we have to do it backwards. This is the Two Front Teeth All I Want for Christmas with. Ready? On 3, 1, 2.
Okay. Oh.
They're way closer than I thought. Are you getting that?
Yeah, okay, so this one is outside. I think the forest is more present. The Christmas Eve is like you brought the tree inside.
Right.
But it's the same tree.
Right. And I'm getting a little bit more of like a blown out candle wick in this. But it's the same tree.
Yeah.
That's where they got this Christmas tree. They went out in that forest. They did not have an axe.
No.
They just pulled it up by the roots and put it on top of their station wagon and took it home. And it was Christmas Eve.
So, like, you know when you get a Christmas wreath on the door and it has a smell, but then there's also, like, a little bit of a holly vibe or something?
Right.
That's more Christmas Eve. This is more the tree that hasn't been made into the wreath yet.
And you know what? I'm going to say it. Every November 1st, we would go up into the rafters and get down our Christmas decorations growing up. There is a sense of an artificial, plasticky 1980s decorations Christmas smell that was in our rafters. And somehow this has captured that beautiful, perfect, nostalgic 80s Christmas scent, complete with that sense of it too. It's not the whole thing. It's like 10% of it. But those are the nooks and crannies this has that doesn't.
Yeah.
However, if this is just a tad too Christmas Eve for you, we bring you glad tidings of great joy. This is exactly this without those other Christmassy elements, which I think are only about 20-25% different. How different would you say these are?
No,
I'd say they're about 75% the same.
Yeah. I mean, if I had this under my nose, I think I would know that it's evergreen tree.
Right.
If I had that under my nose, I would know that there's a tree in that scent profile as well.
There is a way to test this. Would you please close your eyes?
Okay. I hope I get it right.
Okay. Which one is this?
Right?
Is this
Were we
Christmas
persuaded
Eve
by
or
the
this
label?
Evergreen? Is
Okay.
there a Christmas star above the trees or not? What are you getting?
Okay, I want to say it's forest.
You got it!
thank
You got
goodness.
it! Okay, it's my turn.
Oh, I don't even know which one I want.
Okay,
Okay, hold on. I gotta get the list up here. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Take it away.
Christmas Eve.
Nope.
Whoa! Y'all! And I know Christmas Eve well!
That's why I did that to you, because I was like, nah, this would be too easy. That's trippy, man.
Y'all.
I think Christmas Eve is slightly, my brain is getting more sweet because there's like a gourmandy spice happening.
Oh.
So I think my brain is getting that
In
as
Christmas Eve.
sweeter.
Gotcha.
Like that's what's helping me know the difference.
Right.
Where here, if I'm just smelling for a fun environment tree vibe, it's still completely there.
Right. But we bring you glad tidings of great joy. This is the forest where the tree from Christmas Eve came from. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of curious to see, because I do know that Polo Green has a similar evergreen to this. So I am kind of curious to smell Stirling Green alongside this as well. And get comfy, y'all, because we're going to go back and look at these scent notes. All right, y'all. So from the sales page at Stirling Soap Company.
Fresh, clean, evergreen, in your face.
And you know, as long as we're talking Stirling Soap Evergreens, I went and grabbed Stirling Green because I think Polo Green has a little bit of that same similar evergreen. So would you indulge me? Take a whiff of that.
All right.
And then compare that with Evergreen Forest. How close is it? There's a lot more going on in here.
Yes.
But I think it's a similar evergreen.
It's in there, but there's other stuff with it. There's like oak moss and other things.
Tons and tons of other stuff, but I think it's a similar evergreen if you like Stirling Green.
I think the base of Stirling Green is more the evergreen, and then it starts to brighten up and kind of take a twist to it, but it's in there.
So I think there might be some answers hiding in the lather, y'all, and this is the best $12 you will ever spend in the wet shaving world. This is one of my top favorite shaving brushes. I kind of have to work not to grab it every night, and I am going to scoop out some of this beautiful soap. That's more than you need. Into the bottom of my new Admiral bowl that my beloved here got me for my birthday, and boy, am I loving this thing. It's the only brass shaving bowl we know of, and it's $75. Are you kidding me?
It gets so hot when you put the hot water with it, too. I was not ready when I was cleaning it out the other day. I'm like, my hand's hot!
Y'all, and if you do a dry bloom of your soap where you let this bowl with the soap sit in a little pool of warm water in your sink, and then you jump in the bath, you will be smelling this the whole time, and it will be amazing. Yeah, I take baths. You want to fight about it? Ed, would you like to describe our lathering technique here at the Barbershop Duet?
So as you saw the vertical bloom, you let the water kind of spray on top and then it goes to the bottom of the bowl. Then you take the brush. You go one way, you go the other way, and then you rotate about 25 degrees. Get it on the next bristles. One way, other way, and then same thing. Give it a little rotation and keep going like that until all the soap is kind of starting to get onto the bristles themselves.
Push down for the little backbone, see what he knows. And just about the time 10% of the soap is left for you there at the top of the bowl, and all that water is hanging out at the bottom, I'm going to go down there and sop that up onto my bristles, and then watch this, y'all. Just start going to town on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bubbles are going to start big for a second, but don't go fast. Don't get sloppy yet.
Don't spill on the dog.
Right, because the dog is because it's dangerous for the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. And then we're gonna start going a little faster here as things start picking up in the bowl. Now this lather's being made in between the bristles of my brush, and amazing things are starting to happen over here in the bowl.
I feel like if you're somebody that likes to ski or you like to go like outdoor snowshoeing or something, like there's something really comforting and kind of like a nice mental escape from a busy work day or something if you took a whiff of this.
I'm
Like it
gonna
would
go
just be...
snowshoeing.
Yeah.
And much like a good sauce, it's just gonna reduce a little and reduce a little and reduce a little, and then you've got that going
Yo,
on.
could
Are
it fun.
you kidding me? And you know what? I kind of want to see what temperature it is in our forest today. I'm gonna put a little bit on the face. Y'all, look how beautiful that lather coats a perfectly dry Anglo-Saxon moneymaker.
Does it remind you of like the cedar one without the menthol? Like is it a similar vibe? Like the time you'd reach for it?
No.
Ah.
Cedar takes me into a peppery, woody wonderland of pencil shavings. This is totally different. This is Christmassy. This is evergreen. This is pine. This is Douglas fir. This is very specifically those trees. But I love that because the cedar one for me screams summer.
Yeah, now we got a
This
winter.
screams winter. Oh,
Yeah, it's
y'all.
nice
Y'all.
3D little poof going
I'm
on here.
saying it feels fantastic on the face. Are you getting the menthol chill yet?
There isn't actually menthol in it, but my brain keeps thinking because I feel like it's cold.
Is there not? I've been saying menthol the whole time. I guess there's not.
There's
Is it on the
not.
ingredient
But
list?
I know this you got glacial, but this one it doesn't say menthol on the top. But
You're
it's funny, my
right.
brain thinking cedar. I just kind of expect because it's winter, it's
You're-
cold. There's
yeah.
gonna be menthol,
You're
but
right.
there's
No,
not.
I know I was right. Yeah, I was right. There's no menthol in this. It's just kind of naturally cooling because
Right.
of the evergreen scent.
Like my brain puts it in with the wet, rainy, like snow kind of vibes somehow.
I've said it before, and I will say it again. This stuff has no business being as cheap as it is for how good it works. Are you kidding me? $14.25. Rod!
All right, so speaking of menthol, we do have glacial
This
here.
is why I kept thinking the
Yes.
soap had menthol in it, because the splash has all the menthol
Right?
in it. Are you going to be scared of this?
A
I know
little
menthol
bit.
scares you
A little bit. But I have found that I do enjoy it. I just need to be prepared for the glacial hit. He's going for it.
those sleigh bells ringing.
Let's see. You did just say.
Oh! Oh, the deaf dog got
okay.
woken up by that one. Oh,
Woo! Yeah?
I did just shave.
Yep.
Oh, menthol in my eyes.
Wake it up.
I did just shave, and I didn't realize what a poor job my aftershave did when I This hit me
Heyo.
hard on 3 levels. The alcohol burn came first, and it was glorious. The evergreen
I smell
went
it.
right up my nose second, and it was amazing. And then the menthol hit me third. And
I
was
can
like,
smell it from here. That menthol is not a joke.
what a fabulous splash. Oh, it is just designed for an evergreen single set. No. Wow, do you want a little bit
I
of this?
do.
I think
Just don't
you
get
do.
it on the dog.
No,
but
okay, yeah,
there we go. Okay.
she gets cold. She goes under the covers. The dog, not so. Whoa, I would not have thought a beautiful camphorous mint would have been such a gorgeous companion for this.
It's funny. It's just I keep wanting to say charming, but that's not right because to me that's more Christmas Eve. But there is something that is rounded on the edges of the scent. Right, when you think it's going to be like too green or something, it doesn't go to that. And even adding the glacial menthol hit, that mint does vibe perfectly. It just adds that chill coolness in the air, like you can see your breath kind of hit.
Right. Well, there is something innately comforting about a forest. We don't build cabins in the middle of a barren prairie. They build them near trees. They build them in groves. In fact, you can see the Bohemian Grove from our house across the bay. A little scary.
It's funny because yesterday my phone was like, here is a created album for you, blah, blah, blah. And the album was called Trees. And I didn't realize over our years together how many times we've gone to the redwoods or been to the trees or even Yosemite. And like the album had a good chunk of pictures of us in the trees.
Right. And if Big Brother is using the Alexa to listen to us filming this show, we say the word tree and wood all the time.
Right.
So it makes some perfect sense to me.
And we just love going on our walks because we do pass eucalyptus, redwood trees, like all the trees. We're very
Evergreen
lucky.
groves. I know we live here in the Bay Area where half of them are native, half of them aren't. And they do amazing things when you smell them all together.
Even Muir Woods is right there. There's a lot of woodiness around here.
This is a fabulous. So I love the ones that just recreate something super natural and super simple because it gives you the opportunity to dive down into that simplicity to find a whole another world of fractal geometry going on under the surface.
It's funny because at the beginning you were like, well, this might be a short episode. And it's funny, but our single set notes oddly turn into like full length films.
Our timer's pretty normal here for an episode, y'all. So just because it's a more simple name or a more simple sounding set note doesn't mean there aren't depths of mysteries to discover in these sets. And the splash is even different.
It's funny though, because it is so comforting.
Yes.
Like you don't think reading Evergreen Forest, you're like, I know what that is, but there is something very calming and comforting and like good for the soul about this scent.
Well, think about if you are a camper or a hiker, that feeling that it gives you to be among those giants that is somehow encapsulated in this scent. And charm is exactly the right word. I don't know what better way to say it, but calming.
Yeah,
charming,
comforting. I don't know. It's in there. It's just good for the soul.
humbling.
Yeah.
Is that an interesting thought for a shave soap? To be among those giants, especially here in California where the redwoods are the largest living things on the planet Earth, it's absolutely humbling to stand underneath one and say, wow, you were here before my great-great-grandfather was, and hopefully you'll be here long after my children are gone. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be down in Louisiana, across from New Orleans. You're going to build a small cabin made of earth and wood among the evergreens. And just about the time your cousin is playing at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, you are going to get your own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Evergreen Forest, and am I a little disappointed this is so close to Christmas Eve? Nope. No, because I don't always want that Christmas nostalgia hit, especially in July. But I do want to be able to explore the underside of those pine needles. I want to explore the bark of the tree and the soil under my feet. And that's where this will take me. I love that it's a classic, beloved evergreen scent, so to save it for December would be a crime. And the lather? Y'all, look at the results of this amazing base. Rod, Mandy, thank you for this. Welcome to Messages.
So for our January giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to win one of the inaugural soaps over at Adopted Acres.
Yeah, y'all, any soap of your choosing, and all you have to do to be eligible is send an email here to wesetyou@thebarbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here for our first February episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck! There's something in this that I think we hoped we were going to get, but we weren't sure. But now getting our noses on it, it is even better than we thought I think it was going to be.
And I think 10 to 15% of this isn't just the evergreen. I think it's a little bit of the bark. I think it's a little bit of the soil. I think it's a little bit of a sweeter note, maybe even a floral to balance out the bracing parts of the evergreen that can get a little too pokey because they're not here. But the intensity is gorgeous, and the character is gorgeous. So y'all, in 2025, maybe investigate some of the more simpler sounding shaving soaps, because sometimes those single scent notes can have depths of mystery and wonder hiding inside them, like this one.
Right, this is much more on the crowd-pleasing scale than I was expecting.
100%. I don't think anybody would be like, whoa, you smell piney. I think they'd be like, wow, what a wintry, beautiful scent.
Where have you been?
Totally.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.